Hi Virgo, welcome or welcome back to the channel. This is another Virgo channel and this is another Virgo reading. Let's get started with a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Thank you. This is for the week of August 21st through August 27th. Your reading is happy birthday, date night, meltdown/breakdown, and care package. I have other messages for you as well. We'll get into those in a second, but I just want to first say happy birthday to all of the Virgos who will be celebrating this week. Happy birthday to you. It is the start of Virgo season this week in Western astrology. Also, Mercury stations retrograde starting this week in Western astrology as well. So, happy birthday, first thing. Second thing, date night. Some of you, there's a movie night, a date night within a connection that you're already in happening this week. Or for some of you, there will be a first date night this week with someone. I feel like you're going to dinner and then you're going to the movies. Or some of you are taking yourself out on a solo date this week. Okay, if you are single, you're being guided to date yourself this week, especially if you're looking for love and romance and you've been missing that dating world. It's time to date yourself. I went on a solo date this past weekend. I went to the beach, I went to the movies, I took myself out to dinner, I got all dressed up, I did my makeup. I felt cute, I had a good time, but it triggered a breakdown for me. So this is how we're going to get to the next part of your message. I'm seeing a meltdown or a breakdown happening for some of you this week, or this already happened to you, and this is the week that you're recovering. Okay, my single solo date led me to break down, and the breakdown led to a breakthrough, but the breakdown also led to a reality check. So for some of you, there's going to be a breakdown or a meltdown that you have this week that leads to a breakthrough or that leads to a reality check. And this breakdown that led to my reality check happened immediately. I had the breakdown, I let all of the feelings out. I was just struggling, even was struggling with my intuition and struggling with my faith to the divine. And as soon as I had the breakdown, as soon as I let everything out, I was immediately met with a reality check. And I was told that my disappointments are directly related to my expectations. So for some of you, your disappointments are directly related to your expectations. I was told to quit expecting myself out of everyone else. So for some of you, the message is to quit expecting you out of everyone else. And then I wrote down, don't take it personally. No one is thinking about you the way that you're thinking about you. Okay? I also wrote down unsolicited advice because there are going to be some people who see that you're struggling or see that you may be having a meltdown or a breakdown, or you may be just snapping, which is unusual for Virgos because we keep a lot to ourselves. And there's going to be people who offer unsolicited advice. And this is going to trigger some of you even further because you're not asking for advice, because you already know that all of the answers are within you and you don't need help. These people are trying. These people think what they're doing is an act of love and they think what they're doing is right. However, unsolicited advice is not the answer. I was thinking about this in terms of myself. I was like, wait, do I give unsolicited advice? But I don't. People come to me for readings and people come to me for advice. I don't stop people when they're doing things that they could get advice for. I don't stop people in the grocery store. I don't stop people in real life and be like, did you try this? Think about this. You're doing that wrong. I don't do that. I also don't slide into people's DMs and start offering them advice either. I don't do that. People come to me and then I ask for advice. That's how that works. So I don't give unsolicited advice, but I'm getting that some of you may be having a meltdown or a breakdown this week. And it's going to trigger people to give you unsolicited advice because they think that they're helping, but they're not helping. In fact, they're pissing you off. So Spirit said smile and nod. Smile and nod. And if this is happening online, feel free to block them. I've been using the block button heavy right now because if I get bad vibes or I just don't like your energy, you're getting blocked. That's just how it is. No one is safe. Period. I'm in an I don't care attitude, and the breakdown really just made me numb. So I'm trying my best not to project that onto you, but some of you may be feeling this energy as well. Or you will feel it this week. Your advice from me, from God, is to just smile and nod, and to assume that these people are wishing you the best, to assume that these people are just trying to help you. And then lastly, I wrote down, make sure you have everything. I'm getting that some of you may be traveling this week, or some of you may be leaving somewhere that you are currently this week. I'm leaving Florida this week, finally, for quite some time. I love Florida. I love the environment here. It's a beautiful place. And I love the beaches, I love the ocean, but I don't love the people, and I don't love the energy, and it's not somewhere that I will ever stay long term. This is a place that I will vacation, that I will visit from time to time, but I will not ever live here. And I needed to learn that this year. So the last 3 months have been very, very informative for me on my soul, and I've also accumulated some new gifts, and I've connected to new guides, and things like that. But Spirit is saying, make sure you have everything. Okay, if you are packing up and leaving somewhere, or if you are traveling, make sure you have everything. For some of you, this isn't about traveling, but just like you may be feeling forgetful or clumsy at times this week. So make sure you have your wallet, your keys, your weed, your water, whatever you need before you leave the house, or whatever you need, period. Make sure you have everything. All right, and then July 7th. Some of you, that date could be significant, or you need to go back into your camera roll or back into your journal and look at July 7th, okay? I'm going to tell you what I wrote down on July 7th because Spirit said that it was significant for some of you. So, July 7th was a Friday, and I wrote down it's a 7-7 portal, and I've been meditating and expressing gratitude all day. I am willing and open to receive any and all messages, wisdom, etc. from my higher self. And then I let some time pass that day, I remember, and later I received messages from my higher self. And here's what I wrote down. I wrote down rat race, which is a way that my guides like to communicate to me that I'm getting too stuck in the matrix. They like to use the word rat race because I'm a rat in Chinese zodiac, and also Virgos kind of resemble rats, and I've always just felt like a rat. So rat race is something that was coming up. And then 111, which is all about new beginnings and manifestations coming in very quickly. And I did see 111 again yesterday, so Spirit is confirming that there are still manifestations coming in for you, even when your faith is wavering. Which is also a message I was getting, is that God and your spirit team and your angels are always there for you, even when your faith is wavering. And my faith was definitely wavering yesterday. At the end of the day, I always know that everything has a divine purpose, and I always know that I'm being divinely led, and I really do trust the process. But that doesn't mean that I'm not human, and I don't have breakdowns, and I don't get emotional, and I don't feel things, and I don't doubt things. That's natural. I'm a fucking human being. Excuse my language, but some people like to pretend that I'm not human, or some people like to pretend that you're not human, Virgo. I know that we're like the ghost and we have really old souls, a lot of us, but we're still humans on this earth. And I know that we channel messages from the divine, and we're very spiritual, and we're connected to Mercury, so we're living in higher dimensions on a regular basis, but we still have a human vessel, and we are still humans experiencing a human life, right? So that was just something I was getting. The divine is always there for you, even when your faith is wavering. I also wrote down on this message, you are beautiful, more beautiful than you think. You are someone's ideal person. You are someone's ideal friend. And then I wrote down a bunch of sigils. I made a bunch of sigils, so some of you may be really into sigils, or you want to get into sigils, okay? Only if you feel called to it. I'm, of course, not telling you to do this. But I wrote down sigils, and then Spirit said that this is what's coming into my life this upcoming year. So for some of you, your solar return is happening, right? So there's like a new year happening for you, and this is going to be some of the things that come into your life as well. So I wrote down a sigil for victory. I made a sigil for money, a sigil for good fortune, and a sigil for beautiful art. And then I also made the like tarot wheel as well. So victory, good fortune, money, beautiful art, tarot, divination, divine energy is going to be coming into our lives this upcoming year. I wrote down everything is going to be all right. I wrote down the wheel of fortune. All I know is that I'm reclaiming my throne. My perfect match and I end up together. Everything is always going my way. The universe is conspiring in my power. The universe is conspiring in my favor, and I recall all my power back to me now. Feel free to use these as affirmations for yourself, or just know that these messages are also for you. So everything is going to be all right. You're reclaiming your throne. You and your perfect match always end up together. Everything is going your way. The universe is conspiring in your favor, and you are recalling all of your power back to you now. Okay? So those are the opening messages that I was getting for you. I feel like I need to apologize for my energy, but I don't. I'm just like, this is the real me. This is just really what it is. So let's get into your cards now, Virgo, for this upcoming week, August 21st through August 27th. I feel fine. Obviously, I'm not looking for like pity or sympathy or a reaction or attention. I just needed to tell people what was going on. Excuse me. That's what's really hard for me, and I feel like for a lot of you Virgos, is that you're not asking for answers from people. You're not asking for people to give you anything or hand you anything or do anything for you, because you don't need that. Sometimes you just need people to hold space for you. Sometimes you just need to be allowed to vent and say things and get things off your chest without there being a reaction, or without there being sympathy or pity, or without there being people trying to like solve the problem for you. Like, you're like, no, I fucking got it. I got it. Leave me alone. That's kind of the energy I'm getting for some of you this week. You're like, I got it. Leave me alone. The block button is going to be your best friend for a lot of you, especially if you do something online, or maybe you need to take a social media break this week. I am feeling like there's just some triggering energy for the Virgos this week. People are trying to upset you, or people are trying to piss you off. People are trying to get you to be mean for some reason. People are trying to see if you're going to snap. And you know what it is? They don't know that you have the ability to like put them in their place. They don't really know. I'm getting something about like the fear of God. They don't know what the fear of God is, so they're trying to get you to give it to them. It's very strange. I know that's not for everybody, but Spirit is saying it's time to release negativity. Like I said, there's people here who are like bringing their negativity towards you, bringing their jealousy towards you. I was getting part of this is like some of these people don't believe in a higher power, and some of these people don't believe in themselves. And so the universe is bringing these people closer to you to trigger them to awaken, and to trigger them into their justice, and to trigger them to connect with their higher self. But it does feel unfair to you. I've been feeling that energy. It feels a little unfair that you are the one who has to go through this, but our souls did sign a contract before we came down here, and we agreed to this mission, so we knew what we were getting into before we came down here to this earth. I'm hearing it will all make sense in the end, or it will all be okay in the end, so just go through it. I'm hearing something about God has a plan for the pain, and the opposite of pain is pleasure, and everything exists in polarity. So as painful as it can get is as pleasurable as it's going to get in the future as well. So hopefully these messages are helping you, Virgo. It's a tough time for a lot of us at this time. There's also been some natural disasters going on. Earth is shifting. The energy on Earth is shifting. We're moving into a higher vibration. I can feel it, but it's definitely tough, and it's definitely creating a lot of tower moments. And people are going through ego deaths and spiritual awakenings. And also people are trying to escape when there is no escape. That was something else I wanted to talk about. Hold on. We have a full moon coming up, not this upcoming week, but the next week. It's in like 10 days probably from when I'm filming this. It's on August 30th. But I wanted to tell you something about a message I got about Florida, and something that just made a lot of sense to me. Last night I was pulling cards for myself to see what the next 3 months of my life are going to look like. So some of you may be doing that as well, or you may feel called to if you read your own cards. You may just want to pull like a card or two to see how each month is going to look for you. Start with the rest of August, and then September, October, November. But I wrote down that Florida carries so much dark energy because a lot of people come here to escape. The environment is beautiful and very healing, but you can't run away. Everything catches up to us. Some people bring their families here to vacation, or even up and move their whole lives here to escape whatever they're facing at home. What they ran away from follows them here. And then I was listening to Drowning Shadows, or Drowning Sorrows by Sam Smith. I think it was Drowning Shadows. I don't know why I wrote down Drowning Sorrow. So some people may be trying to drown their sorrows out by moving, or by drinking, I just heard, or escaping in some way, but it doesn't work. What you run away from will always follow you until you deal with it and face it. Okay, I'm hearing Saturn in Pisces. So somebody may have Saturn in Pisces, or you may be dealing with somebody who has Saturn in Pisces. Okay, what's the card here for Virgo? We're seeing it's time to take action, and I'm hearing it's time to move on, or it's time to leave something behind. You're making the right move if this is you. Okay, if you're leaving that job, if you're leaving that relationship, if you're leaving that environment, if you're leaving that home, you're making the right move. Okay, it's time to take action on something, and then the end of a tough cycle approaches. God bless, because it's been tough out here. It has been really rough for quite some time. And a lot of you have not even been talking about what's going on with you. A lot of you haven't even been like going past the surface when it comes to what you're actually going through. And I'm sending you a lot of love because I know what that's like. But 10 of Wands confirms that again, that the end of a tough cycle is approaching. The end of the tough cycle is here. It's time for you to take action and move forward. And I'm also hearing, don't let the past hold you back. All right, what's happening for Virgo, August 21st through August 27th? What are the messages for Virgo? What does this week look like? Yeah, not starting out too great. Makes sense. 5 of Cups. Okay. We'll take all of these. Okay, but it does get better this week. Some of you are getting paid. There's money coming in. We're seeing the Empress. We're seeing the 10 of Wands again. And then we're seeing the 7 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Okay. Some of you do not want to hear about love. Some of you are really, really, really just like, I'm focusing on career. I'm focusing on this move for myself. I'm focusing on taking action. I'm just really focused on myself because I don't have time for this. All right. Others of you, there is going to be date night this week. There's going to be like a lot of love and romance and passion between you and somebody else. For some of you, you are going to find yourself in a relationship in the next 10 days, just all of a sudden in the next 7 to 10 days. I'm getting like all of a sudden you go from being super single and focusing on yourself and your career to just being in a relationship. I'm hearing it's a stroke of luck or it's fate, and 555 could be a number that's significant for you. It's not going to be for everybody, but hey, take what resonates. So your first card is the 5 of Cups. This is how I'm feeling. This is how some of you are feeling, a little bit rejected, a little bit down in the dumps, a little bit upset, triggered, disappointed. But reminder, our disappointments are directly related to our expectations. So Spirit's asking you to not expect yourself out of everybody else. Only you can give yourself what you're looking for is what I'm getting. We're seeing the Queen of Pentacles. We're seeing the Empress. And I'm getting that this week it's all about receiving, especially if it is your birthday. But I'm getting that this Virgo season for a lot of you is meant to be about receiving because you've been in your masculine emperor energy, regardless of your gender, trying to create, trying to be proactive, trying to be productive, trying to get things done, just trying to be in motion. For a lot of you, the in motion, taking action energy that you were doing was trying to escape or trying to like put something off, but you're not doing that anymore. I'm seeing you having the breakdown, you having the meltdown, and then you're able to receive from the universe. You're able to receive now. I was seeing something about like the universe like tipping backwards so that you can like fall into it, because some of you are just like going and going and going and you need to slow down. This it's time to take action is either about it's time to take action out of a situation that's no longer serving you, or it's time to take action to switch into a receptive role. This is not about even more masculine energy. But what I was getting is that some of you are like rushing into something or trying to like be ahead of something here or ahead of yourself, and it's causing like anxiety or stress or emotions or things like that because you want to be better or you want to just like have more or something like that. And so the universe is like tipping backwards to try to catch you. That's what I was getting. So some of you, a message here could be to slow down. You're not on a rush to get anywhere. You're not in a hurry. You don't need to be in a hurry. Okay. But I am seeing that there's a focus here on being more receptive. Receptive to compliments, receptive to love, receptive to gifts, receptive to the universe, receptive to your manifestations. Like Spirit's just asking you to be in a receiving energy, whatever that means to you. Okay, and then we're seeing the 10 of Wands. And we're seeing the 7 of Pentacles. And I'm getting something about somebody here helping you take the load off. So you may be in a connection with somebody here, a Capricorn, a Libra, a Gemini, who's helping you take the load off or take some sort of pain away for some of you. Or there's going to be somebody here, a friend, a family member, or somebody you're dating now, or you're going to date in the next 7 to 10 days, who's coming in here to like take the load off. They can see that you've been stressed, or they know that you've been stressed telepathically. Somebody can tell. Okay. I'm getting something about somebody claiming you. Somebody is claiming you this week. Or somebody is like saying, yeah, that's my Virgo, or that's my best friend, or that's my family member, or that's my best worker, or something like that. I'm getting somebody like claiming you and like protecting you, kind of like taking you under their wings or taking you into their energy and being like, I got you, Virgo. And they don't even like, they're not doing that unsolicited advice thing. They're not doing that like trying to solve it for you. They're really just holding space for you and making things easier for you by being present. I'm getting that some of you just want someone to be around, or you want family to be around or something like that. So I'm getting that that's happening for some of you. Let's clarify. What's the Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles energy? King of Swords in the reverse. And then the Ten of Swords. Absolutely, the end of a tough cycle approaches, but it has not been easy. And some of you are being guided to be kinder to yourself, to watch the words that you're using towards yourself and towards others, and to not take anything personally. But the Ten of Swords does represent a painful ending. For me, I can relate to this, understanding that I'm like leaving Florida after all that I've done in the past 3 months. And so there's a version of me that's mourning Florida and mourning the past 3 months. Saying goodbye is hard, so some of you may be saying goodbye to someone or to some place or to something this week, and it may feel hard, but I'm also getting that it's not goodbye, it's a see you later, because I will be back to Florida at some point. It's just going to be quite some time. And so some of you may be experiencing this as well, some sort of like painful ending, and it hurts a little bit, but it's just because of your thoughts, and it's just because of the way that you're thinking about it. Okay, so hopefully that helps. What's the Queen of Pentacles? The Five of Pentacles. I'm hearing you're never alone, even when you feel alone. And then the Page of Wands, and then there's confirmation of what I just said. The number 44, 1044, or 1144, or 144. Those numbers could be significant for you. Maybe you're seeing that already, or you're going to see it after this reading. Okay, but I'm getting something about confirmation from the universe that you haven't been forgotten about. So somehow this week you're going to feel like the universe hasn't forgotten about you, which was also something that I was experiencing and thinking about and going through, was this feeling of feeling forgotten about by the universe. But I also realized that part of that was me neglecting myself. So some of you are going to really be caring for yourself in a different way this week, but also the universe is going to be caring for you and providing for you, and you're going to feel like the universe hasn't forgotten about you finally. That's good. I'm also getting something about when it comes to your work or it comes to giving away energy, make sure you're only giving away the overflow, and only giving away the overflow energy if you want to. So if you have an extra amount of energy, that's when you should be giving things away, but only if you want to. And I'm thinking about my own personal career. I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I'm in the midst of a career shift over the next 2 to 3 years. I will not be doing tarot full time anymore over the next 2 to 3 years. It will still be a part of what I do, but you will be experiencing and receiving less and less of it, right? Because this is not my full purpose here. This was just a part of my purpose here. And I'm grateful for all that it's done for me, and I'm grateful for all of you. But it's not what I really want to be doing. So I'm experiencing a career shift over the next 2 to 3 years, which means that some of you are as well. But I was thinking about how in my current career, Spirit's asking me to remove the things that no longer serve me. And for a lot of what they're talking about is the free tarot readings that I give away, because I do so much free content. And I don't receive anything back from a lot of these platforms, or I receive very little back from these platforms. You guys don't have anything to worry about, because this Virgo channel does serve me. When I really look at it in the grand scheme of things, me giving these tarot readings and me giving this content, I do receive things back from it, and I do receive my own energy back to it, because Virgos are very good at reciprocation. But also I do get paid from this platform, thankfully. But Instagram and TikTok, I'm really going to have to pull back from, and there's going to be less and less and less of it, because I don't receive reciprocation and I don't receive that much money. It just doesn't feel fair to me anymore, and it doesn't serve me the way that I serve it. So Spirit's asking me to really pull back and remove the things that no longer serve me, to make space for myself and to make space for all of the new beginnings that are coming in. So some of you, that is a message as well, to remove the things that no longer serve you, no matter how much it hurts. Because pain leads to pleasure is what I'm getting, but also just because that's what you're being guided to do, and that's what's best for you, to remove the things that no longer serve you. All right. Especially when it comes to career. Some of you may be making cuts at work, or you may be like preserving your energy at work, working less, or doing less work. Something like that. You're being guided to sit in this Empress energy of receiving, regardless of your gender. I had something else, but I forgot about it. We're already 25 minutes in almost. I didn't even know. something about this week, it's going to go by faster than you expect, but it's just going to happen very naturally. I feel like the universe really is looking out for you. Your guides really are looking out for you. You're seeing the Three of Wands on the Empress. Some of you really are traveling this week, or you're making travel plans this week. It's going to be really good for you. It's a really good move for you. This is a really good trip for you. Anything else? Now we're seeing the Ace of Swords. You're also receiving clarity. You're receiving an upgrade. You're receiving ascension symptoms. Yeah, I've been experiencing that myself. And then we're seeing your energy, the Hermit. Happy birthday. Again, if you are celebrating this week, happy birthday to the Hermit. Happy birthday to the Ghost. So you may be receiving a lot of messages this week. People telling you happy birthday, or people thinking about you. I'm also getting, for some of you, this Empress energy, Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, is in regards to Venus retrograde. So there may be some people just kind of popping up this week, and the bird just made a sound when I said that. So that's confirmation that there may be some people popping up this week, old friends, old coworkers, just people from the past maybe popping up, sending you a message this week. Okay. Just checking on you, seeing how you're doing, seeing what you're up to, especially if you're very distant this week, or especially if you're like traveling and you're not checking your phone, or you're not on social media or something like that. There may be people reaching out to you to see how you're doing, especially people from the past kind of popping back up is what I'm getting. All right, anything else on the Ten of Wands? Well, Five of Cups in the reverse and the Two of Wands. So yeah, you started with the Five of Cups, but we are seeing the Five of Cups in the reverse towards the end of the week. So things will get better for you this week. You will feel better this week. I'm hearing let it out now, Virgo. Let it out now. Solar returns and birthdays are like actually very like this. It just reminds us that there's another year, and it really like, for Virgos, especially for myself, it feels like there's this pressure almost that we put on ourselves to be better than we were last year, to be better than we were in the years past. And like, some of us are getting older and we still haven't achieved some of the goals that we wanted to achieve. We still don't have the love in our life that we want to have. We still don't have the things that we want to have. So it can almost feel daunting, and it can almost feel like we're running out of time. But Spirit is saying you're not running out of time. Time is an illusion. And everything is going to work out for you the way that it is meant to work out for you. You are going to achieve all of those goals. You are going to have the love. You are going to experience these manifestations and the life that you dream of. Okay, I feel like I've done this reading before, so that's interesting. Something about this reading feels familiar. So something about this week feels familiar to you, like it's a familiar energy. I don't know how to explain this to you, but by Thursday you're gonna feel something like very familiar. Maybe you're back somewhere, like maybe you're traveling back somewhere and you're like readjusting to the energy of that place. For me, I can relate to this in a sense of like, where I'm going to is a place that I've been to many times. And so it'll feel familiar, but different. And that's something that's coming through, because you're different, but the place is the same. So that could be a message for some of you, that you're going back somewhere and you're different, but the environment is the same, or the people who you were around are the same. And that could be weird, because you're like, I've changed so much in 3 months, but you guys haven't changed at all. Or I've changed so much in a year and you guys haven't changed at all. Or something like that. I'm getting something here about you've changed, but the people haven't, or you've changed, but the environment hasn't, which is also a part of why you need to go back to raise the vibration, to level up the energy, just by existing. Some of you, you really do raise people's vibration just by driving by them in a car. Like, you don't even have to talk to these people or do anything. You really do just raise the vibration by driving by them, by walking by them on the street, like literally. Okay, whatever decision you're making right now is a really good one. It's time to take action to leave that job, to leave that person, to leave that environment, etc. You're making a good decision. Seven of Pentacles is the Wheel of Fortune. Destiny is calling you, Virgo. You're on the right path. As hard as it may be, you're on the right path. Remember that God has a plan for the pain, and that the pain is going to turn into pleasure if this is you. Anything else? Tell me about the Lovers. Tell me about date night. Let's try to end on like a positive note. Tell me about the date night. I mean, unless it's the solo date and it leads to your breakdown, which I'm sorry if that's you, but hey, I was there too, so you're not alone. Three of Pentacles. I'm hearing three's a crowd. So Yikes. Oh, and then we're seeing the Ace of Cups. Okay. I'm getting that some of you may be like kicking someone out from third wheeling, or like you're no longer third wheeling in a situation anymore. You're like, no, I'm done with that. Okay. But some of you may be going on a date, is what I'm getting. And I'm seeing it being dark. So I'm seeing you going to like a movie theater, or to like a dimly lit dinner, or perhaps both, or maybe even like a concert or a play or something in a theater. I feel like some of you are going to a theater, no matter what type of theater this is. Okay, and then we're seeing the Ace of Cups. This is a really good date. This is a really good date. It makes you feel really good. It makes you feel really happy. I'm hearing happy tears. Even if this is a solo date. My date on my own was amazing. I had so much fun, and I was just loving myself. I date myself all the time. But this one specifically was just like deep for me. I was sitting there just like almost crying because of how proud of myself I was for taking myself out on dates and for loving myself still after all of these years, and just really taking care of myself despite not having any romantic options, despite people not reaching out to me or pursuing me, despite me not having a serious relationship ever in my life, really. Despite all of it, I still love myself, and I'm still happy to take myself out on dates. So I was just like almost happy crying throughout my date. So some of you may be having a solo date and there may be happy tears, but it could lead you to a breakdown, because then you start thinking about, why is it me who has to take myself on a date? Why is it me who has to continue to care for myself and provide for myself? Why is it me who has to keep loving me? Why is it me? Why? And that's where the whole like feeling like the universe, God, prime source, creator, whatever you believe in, has forgotten about you. But you haven't been forgotten about. Spirit really is saving the best for last, and Spirit really is saving the best for you, because you deserve the best, because your heart is so big and so pure, and you truly deserve the best, and I truly deserve the best too. I know I do. And so I know that the best is coming, and that's the truth for some of you as well. But if you are currently in a connection, it looks like the date is going very well. There's talks about love. There could even be some emotion shared between the two of you. There's really good drinks, really good conversation. You both enjoy the movie. There's cuddling. There's some intercourse or intimacy after as well. It's a really magical, beautiful date for some of you. And for others of you, I really am getting that in the next 7 to 10 days, you're going to find yourself in a relationship. Like out of nowhere, this relationship spawns, is what I just heard. It's like a relationship that spawns. Okay, and then we're seeing the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of moving on and letting go of emotions that were holding us back this week. Spirit is saying, don't let the past hold you back. It's time to take action. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Be open to receive. All right, last card, please, for my Virgos. I made this a longer reading, I guess, because I won't see you guys for quite some time. I'm taking some time for myself. And plus I'll be driving for a while, so I will see you guys when I see you. Last card for Virgo, please. Oneness is the way. Yeah. We are one. I, you, we are one. Oneness is the way. The number 42, 6, or 8 could be significant. And this card says, how can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? And also, how can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those who don't understand you? Remember that not everybody is thinking about you the way that you're thinking about you. And most people really are trying to help in their own way. I feel like people really are trying to help you for some of them. Like, these people really do think what they're doing is helpful, but it's not. It's actually very harmful. And they don't understand that because of the way that they were conditioned to believe, but they also don't understand that because they don't know you, and because they've never walked a day in your shoes. But also, Spirit is saying to stop expecting you from everyone else. Oneness is the way. And everyone is you. That's what I'm struggling with, is like everyone is you pushed out. 33 when I said that. This is a Neville Goddard thing, I believe, but everyone is you pushed out. There is no like personal human experience. We're all experiencing the same thing at different capacities in different ways, but everyone is you pushed out. But that means that everybody is different than you in just a little bit, because nobody's living the exact same life that you are living. Hopefully this is making sense. Everyone is you pushed out, but just a little bit different. We are all still one. We're all living out different parts of the divine's plan. We're all living out different parts of God, is what I'm getting. We are one. Oneness is the way. Hopefully this reading helped you, Virgo. I'm going to stop it here. Sending you so much love always. Take care of your beautiful self. Stay hydrated, and I will see you next time.